Do you wish to still proceed without an attorney?
I just want to know, where do you get your powers?
wish
Are
to
you an Article
proceed-
3 judge or an Article 6 judge? Where
Do
are your
you
vested
wish to
powers? Can you
proceed
answer
without
that?
an attorney?
You can't even answer
look
me
it
what your
up.
powers are.
You can look it up.
No, you guys disconnected my access to any kind of law library or anything. You are an Article 6 judge under the Michigan Constitution.
That you wish
This is a matter of
without
trust.
counsel. First, state your name.
I'm here on a special appearance, Your Honor, for Magoo is Easy Elastical Trust, registered in Jackson County, on a case number 2522246.
Okay, is your name?
It is the name you seek, and it is copyrighted and trademarked.
Okay, very well. Ms. Magoo, are you represented by an attorney, or do you wish to be represented by an attorney on these matters?
I am not.
Do you wish to be?
No. Not at this time.
Let me then do this. You have two cases before this court. The complaint does allege that on March 27, 2004, you committed the offense of operating while.
The defendant came into court facing several serious charges, including impaired driving allegations, attempting to avoid law enforcement, leaving lawful custody, and operating a vehicle without a valid license. Despite the severity of the case, he chose to focus much of his defense on challenging the court's authority and presenting unconventional legal arguments. During the hearing, he repeatedly questioned the legitimacy of the proceedings and relied on claims that had little connection to the charges being discussed. Rather than addressing the evidence or the allegations directly, the courtroom became centered on arguments about authority and legal technicalities. As the exchange continued, tensions increased, and the hearing quickly moved away from a routine court appearance. What followed was a series of decisions and confrontations that dramatically affected the direction of the case and created a courtroom scene that few in attendance were likely to forget.
Do you understand what you're charged with?
I do not.
You do not understand
There is
that?
no eyewitnesses or corroborating witnesses at all.
I'm not asking whether or not the proofs are there. Do you understand what you are charged with?
I do not.
Do you understand the notion of drunk driving?
I do not understand how I could be
We've been
charged with
through this
something without a
before on
witness.
your other cases when you represent yourself, so we'll just do it.
Are you talking about the case that's in federal court right now,
You
Your
are
Honor?
before a complaint in that case for a charge of operating while intoxicated, third offense. Because it's a third offense, that is a felony. It is punishable by up to $500 to $5,000, up 1 to 5 years incarceration.
As I am here and as a trust, Your Honor, I am here in exclusive equity, exclusive, suspended or revoked. It is canceled through the state of Michigan.
Complaint,
Canceled.
a $1,000 fine.
I was never arrested or read any Miranda rights accordingly.
Given that the defendant is talking in English, that he understands English, understands the nature of those charges and what he's charged against.
So malicious prosecution by
wishes
Washington
to
County
represent
prosecutor as
himself.
usual.
Sir, there is great peril in representing yourself. You will be held to the same standards as anybody apply or for.
This is a matter under the Eastern District of Michigan Federal Court. Case number 2511226.
We're not represented by counsel. I would further indicate, sir, that at any point you're in these proceedings, if you wish to be represented by counsel, you can make that request to the court and counsel would be appointed to represent you. Because of the defendant's conduct in the past in not acknowledging the court and what the court is saying, the court does make the presumption that he does speak English. He understands that. I would further state on the record that Mr. Magoo has been through this process before. He does understand that if he does wish to be represented by counsel, the court would give him counsel or would have counsel appointed to represent him in this matter. In the case 25F30979, in that case, sir, you are before a complaint that alleges that on or about July 3rd of 2025, count 1 is fleeing and eluding 4th degree.
Added on by the prosecutor's office after the fact.
That is a felony, punishable by
Malicious
up to 2 years
prosecution.
incarceration and a $2,000 fine plus court costs, mandatory suspension by the Secretary of State.
My Secretary of
2
State, anything
is
is canceled. I have no contracts with the state of
Vehicle,
Michigan.
That is a misdemeanor
This
charge.
is a matter of trust, Your Honor. This is a matter of trust. I am protected under
a 100.
The court continued reviewing the charges and explaining the possible penalties associated with each one. This offense is a misdemeanor and may carry financial penalties and court costs. The defendant interrupted several times, stating that the issue was about trust and asserting that his vehicle registration and driving credentials were connected to federal authorities. He also claimed he was not subject to certain state requirements. The judge proceeded to outline additional charges, including allegations involving vehicle insurance, license status, and failure to comply with an officer's request. Each charge carried its own potential penalties, ranging from fines to possible jail time. The court then reminded the defendant of the risks involved in representing himself and explained that legal counsel could be appointed if he wished to have an attorney. If you would like representation, the court can appoint counsel to assist you with this case. The judge then asked whether the defendant had received notice of the charges and whether he still intended to proceed without a lawyer. Rather than directly answering, the defendant returned to questioning the source of the court's authority and asked the judge to explain the legal basis of his position. At that point, the hearing shifted away from the charges themselves and toward a discussion about the court's role and authority, while the judge continued trying to move the proceedings forward.
Or anything. You are an Article 6 judge under the Michigan Constitution. You have no authority to deprive me of my
We'll
rights.
see how much authority I have. I will assume that you wish
This is
to
a matter
proceed
of
without
trust.
counsel. I will assume you wish to proceed without counsel and that you will wish to continue to proceed.
Practicing
without
law
counsel
from the
until you
bench.
inform the court otherwise. Ms. Lundy.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is the court completed the arraignment for the record at this time? on both
Well,
cases?
he had been arraigned. I was just admonishing him of the perils of representing himself and that it requires in part that I let him know what he is charged with. And I've read them kind of in fully, more so than I would have because he refuses to acknowledge those. So I am satisfied that he now knows all of the charges that are against him.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people would like to be heard on bond when appropriate.
All right. Do you wish to have a preliminary examination, sir?
This is a matter of a federal matter now, Your Honor, under case number 2511226, under the Eastern District of Michigan, under the Honorable Mark A. Goldsmith and Magistrate Judge David R. Grand. There is no proceeding here, Your Honor.
There is no proceeding. Oh, there's a proceeding.
Well, malicious prosecution is what the proceeding is.
Okay, very good. Do you wish to have a preliminary examination?
There's no proceeding, Your Honor. This is a matter that should be stayed and
What is
dismissed.
people's position on whether or not we should set this for a preliminary examination or adjourn the probable cause?
Your Honor, I don't know if the defendant has received all discovery in this matter as he is representing himself, so I would request a probable cause date, potentially.
Because you've got to send it.
Yeah, and who restricted my phone
Probable cause
calls?
Conference. You know what?
Who?
You're going to have to stop interrupting. I will give you an opportunity. You've been before me before. I will give you an opportunity to say whatever you want to say, but I'm not going to have you interrupt me and I'm not going to have you interrupt the people when they're talking.
Co-defendants with the federal case that you guys are both in, and this is a conflict of interest as both of you guys are defendants in my federal case.
Go ahead.
I also understand, Your Honor, that there is a municipal case out of Canton Township that was set for a jury trial in April of this year where the defendant failed to appear. And there were jurors, there was a veneer that had been brought in. And I bring all of this up to say, Your Honor, that the people are concerned about the defendant's ability to remain law-abiding, because I'll also note for the record that at the time that the new resisting, obstructing, fleeing, eluding case and the telecommunications malicious use case came up, he was in bench warrant status before Judge Slay, is my understanding, for refusing to come after the case here had been bound over, refusing to appear in person. I say all of that to say this. I do think that $10,000 is too low. And I also am going to request a SCRAM tether because this is an OWI 4th alleged, as well as a GPS tether, given his history of failure to appear and failure to comply with court regulations. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is the bench warrant before Judge Slay still out?
She has bond denied in her case now.
His bond's been denied in that.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Got it. Anything you'd like to say?
Anything to do with any contracts with the state of Michigan are void ab initio for a matter of law, as I have an canceled driver's license and I have an international driver's permit. And that also relates to the Canton case that they're trying to stick me for a driving unlicensed suspended citation in which that I have an international driver's permit, making it also void. All of my matters, including the vehicle that I'm registered under, are registered to the federal government, not the state, under the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. All of these charges are frivolous and a part of a long pattern of malicious prosecution by Ms. Lundy, the Washtenaw County Prosecutor's Office, and quite frankly, you, Your Honor.
Hearing argument regarding bond, the court does believe that it was an abuse of discretion given the circumstances of this defendant.
As the hearing came to a close, Judge Simpson increased the defendant's bond from $10,000 to $50,000 cash. Despite that decision, the defendant continued to argue that the case against him was unfair as he was escorted from the courtroom. The case involved a long list of legal issues, including multiple impaired driving allegations, outstanding warrants, and a previous court appearance that had been missed. Throughout the proceedings, the defendant maintained that he was not subject to the state's authority, making that the central focus of his defense. In the end, the court remained focused on the charges, the case history, and the procedural record before making its decisions. What do you think happens next? Will the defendant appear for his next scheduled court date, or will the legal challenges continue to grow? Share your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed following this case, don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns and legal case discussions.
Only does the defendant pose a risk to the public.
No
I
victims.
do believe that the defendant is a risk of flight given those circumstances and has indeed, or at least is charged in this case, refused to obey or fled and eluded.
That was added on afterwards. The police officer did not report that at all.
The court, given those circumstances, would in each case raise the defendant's bond, grant the people's motion. Defendant's bond in each matter is set in the amount of $50,000 cash here. Thank you. If everybody doesn't mind, the court's going to take a very brief recess, and I will come back and we will finish them.
All right.